Thank you, Jim.
Obviously, this is a difficult subject for all of us. We've got kids, we've got nieces, nephews, grandkids in our local schools. I know the law enforcement people are better to speak to the actual firepower that's needed or not needed. I was just talking to Tom Buddy, and he's one of the most skilled marksmen on the department, and has had a number of amazing cases. So I really respect his opinion. But we were just talking about police resource officers in school. We just had a situation in Maryland where a 17-year-old came in, shot his girlfriend, wounded another person, and then the resource officer did his job. And sadly, the 17-year-old died, and his girlfriend died in the hospital. The other person recovered, but that didn't get a lot of coverage. I don't know why, but and I'm not one who's saying they arm the teachers, because if you get talking to Tom, citizens don't understand the scenarios that police go through. They don't just start shooting. They make sure there's no innocent person that's going to be struck before they fire. And the average person isn't going to be able to quantify all that. So a lot of innocent people probably would be injured if we did that. But Texas has a sign in their schools that says there are armed personnel in this building. They've been instructed to use whatever force is necessary to protect the children herein. What's wrong with that statement? Nothing. And no one goes to Texas schools so far. I don't even know if it's a bluff or if there really are a whole legion of people, but that brings me to this no trespass notice that I worked with the Joliet Police Department on Troy schools years ago. There were some kids bringing pellet guns and BB guns and toy guns to the school. Well, those aren't illegal per se, so that they couldn't be arrested for that. All they could do is administratively punish them. But think about what could happen. An alarm goes out, kids have got a gun that looks like a real gun, the SWAT team is dispatched, they're traveling at high speed, they're in jeopardy, we're in jeopardy on traffic issues. They get there, they might shoot the child because it might present itself as a real armed individual pointing the gun at the police when it's not a real gun. So anyway, this no trespass notice just simply was posted at the main entrances. It was included in the handbook that the parents sign off on, and you could list in there anything that you wanted: box cutters, razor blades, knives, anything that those are not illegal, but they're dangerous as heck in a school. And so if you want the police to go come in, you got a kid that's just not listening, so you administratively punish him the first time for the knife, and then he does it again. Well, if you can't ramp it up, you're not going to solve the problem. And so this is a prophylactic that you can just stick on the door, use it when you want to. You don't have to use it. I'm going to be talking, Sean Walsh invited me to talk to the superintendents at the end of this month. And I'm going to have some forms available. It's available on my website. You can download it and tailor it to whatever your needs are. I think at this point in time, it's something that we should urge people to do. It gives my office the ability to come in. The law has been amended now. There's a disorderly conduct statute now that has a class 4 felony when you threaten violence in a school, bodily harm, death. And we're very aggressive. We work with Ed Hayes and his department whenever they have a case with these social media issues. As soon as we document it, we connect it to the individual. They're charged, and most of them are in juvenile court. But we don't mess around. It's dealt with immediately because we've seen what happens when you ignore those kinds of threats. Back in 1993, I'm dating myself a little bit, but we had gang fights in the courthouse. There were probably a dozen of them when I just came into office. And so I had the crazy idea of having an administrative order in the courthouse banning fighting, banning profanity, all acts of disorderly conduct. They're still waiting today, but it worked. It was indirect contempt of court. To violate that order, we could take you to a bench trial in front of a judge, no jury, no appeal, and up to 6 months in jail. The bangers got wind of that, and they stopped overnight. So things can work if you just use common sense and put your heads together. What Steve Ballas was saying, I have to echo. I've been doing this for 40 years now, and when I was young, I believed in hell. It scared the hell out of me. And I was afraid to do bad things because of that. I also, was taught compassion, and I didn't want to hurt other people. I didn't have video games that taught me how to kill. I was on a crusade with the video games for a while. I kind of had to take some time off because nobody was listening. But if you look at all these kids who go and do these shootings, when they're slaughtering their classmates, it doesn't bother them. Because they've done it thousands of times in 3D on their television screen. And we just bought a technology, it's a 3D scanner for crime scenes, and it is unbelievable. The juries are going to be able to be taken to the crime scene and see the bodies and everything, the carnage, in 3D. It's like you're there. And then you can float and look down, you can see every perspective. Well, it's great for us from a prosecution standpoint. This is what our kids play with. When killing becomes a game, which it has, and we as adults have ignored it. Now that, kids aren't out savaging each other, but when they do go off, they go off in ways that kids from my generation would never have done. I remember In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, 4 people killed in a farmhouse in Kansas. The most horrific murder in the history of this country. It wouldn't make top 1,000 now. And that's pretty sad commentary on where we're heading. So what he said is very true. We've got to start corralling our kids and start talking about these moral issues. I can't, the sheriff's department and myself, we can't do anything with punishment if they don't fear punishment, they don't fear something greater than, themselves. I mean, suicide is another thing that never would cross my mind. My feelings of survival and self-preservation were at the highest level, which they should be for a human being. But you combine that with compassion, and that's what you're shooting for. But now we have people that don't care if they live or die, and don't care. They care less even than that for the rest of the people. So we've got some work to do. I don't know how we do it. Maybe we can talk to Sean Walsh about some character education. I know they already do it. Maybe we got to upgrade that. One last thing. I was talking again to deputies. Maybe the county board could look into finding a security architect that could possibly consult with the schools, because there has to be some modifications on ingress and egress. These schools are just wide open. They've got glass everywhere. It's beautiful. When I went to school, the front doors of my school were steel. Two solid steel doors. So at Sandy Hook, if that poor kid, that autistic kid, had come and seen 2 steel doors, he ain't getting in. He can shoot the door up all he wants, and nothing's going to happen. But it was glass. He shot it out and walked right in. Even chicken wire glass. You remember that? Yeah. Those days? Well, they probably have better technology now where it won't look so ugly. But you want to say glass breaks, you're not getting in. There's another barrier, a film or something that's going to stop them. And this is a gradual, obviously, refit over time, because the taxpayer would be just trounced if we did it all at once. But as we do new things, we should have somebody advising us on this issue. And as skilled as the deputies are, they're not architects. They don't know little tweaks you can do to a building that make ingress and egress more difficult or more easy, more accessible. And that's something the county government can get involved in. And so, we're doing it. One last thing. I've got to get up to see John Lausch, the U.S. Attorney, about getting a cross-designated attorney in my office. And that's important because the FBI is a player in all of this. And we got a threat against a judge at 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon about 6 months ago. And we immediately started working on it. We got the FBI involved. And in 4 hours, we were in the offender's house hauling out 14 illegal guns, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, illegal drugs, and one of the FBI agents said, "Wow, we could never move this fast." Then the light bulb went on. Yes, you can. Just partner. That's what didn't happen in Broward County. So we're going to do our best to try and partner with the U.S. Attorney's Office. We already work with all the federal agencies as the sheriff, but to get it to its highest peak and really functioning, if I've got a cross-designated attorney in my office with the U.S. Attorney, they'll take cases that they normally wouldn't take. My attorney can do all the legwork and the dirty work and hand it to them on a platter. They don't have a staff to handle all that stuff in the collar counties. But we can utilize those federal penalties, which are significant. Hopefully there'll be some deterrent with that, but at the very least we can utilize the federal resources much better. when they get all these tips, we've got 1,000 police officers on the street. There's maybe only a couple of FBI agents that work regularly with us. I mean, we have 7,000 people, that's not gonna work. And that's what happened in Broward County. They were overrun, they couldn't handle it. But nobody figured out a way to make it work. And this is one thing I think we can do here, where we get everybody working together and nobody will drop the ball. So, you know, I'm optimistic that we can make some changes here, and, you know, maybe Will County could create a cooperation like this that would serve as a template for the nation. Because every prosecutor can do what I'm doing. And all the charges come through my office. Every police department, we have to work with all of them. And this is one issue that's a priority. So, if anybody has any questions?
Thank you, Jim.